Last week, Kentucky State Police swore in more than 50 cadets into the force. Every year, those cadets have a class project. KSP Post 10 Captain Danny Cottle says projects usually consist of raising money for a charity or volunteering, but that was not the case this year. WYMT's RJ Johnson explains.
More than 50 Kentucky State Police cadets are now troopers. For their class project, they chose to honor Sergeant Jared Boggs' family by raising more than $10,000.
Just prior to the graduation, he informed me that it was just over $10,000, which is fairly remarkable considering those cadets are confined to the academy from Sunday evening to Friday evening.
KSP Post 10 Captain Danny Cottle says it serves a strong message.
What it shows to me, and should show to the people of the Commonwealth, that they really have bought into the moniker service above self.
Saying because they had less than 48 hours of free time a week to complete the project.
So they've done this at home on the weekends when they're supposed to be home spending time with their families, and so they've sacrificed that little bit of time that they did have to raise this money for Sergeant Boggs' family.
Boggs' wife, Angie, says she was surprised by the outcome.
I was overwhelmed. I was surprised by the kindness that was shown and then the amount of money that they raised in such a short time. I feel like they acted fast.
She says she is happy to know that this next group of troopers is coming in with an appreciation for those that came before them.
It just shows that they each have a servant's heart, and together as a group they just wanted to honor Jared by raising money for him. I feel like that's a testament of what a strong group they are, and I feel like we're blessed to have them serve, protect and serve across our state as troopers.
Angie says KSP's brotherhood has been beside her every step of the way, and Captain Cottle says Boggs' family is a part of the KSP family for life. In Harlan, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
5 of those new cadets will report to Post 10 on Monday to start their careers as troopers. 2 people are dead after a head-on crash in Powell County. Officials with District 10 of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet say it happened on Kentucky 11. Now, the cause of the crash and the identities of the victims have not been released yet, and at last check, the roadway was still closed. Of course, we hope to have an update on this tonight at 11. One Eastern Kentucky deputy jailer was arrested after her supervisors say she allowed a female suspect to flush illegal drugs down the toilet during the execution of a search warrant. A citation from the Breathitt County Sheriff's Office says 49-year-old Shauna Adkins of Jackson lied about the incident, telling officers she did not collect evidence during the search. Adkins was charged with tampering with physical evidence. A Wise County, Virginia man has been sentenced to life behind bars after killing his grandmother back in 2020. 34-year-old Joshua Blake Smith of Big Stone Gap pleaded guilty to 1 count of murder, 1 count of abduction, and 1 count of strangulation in Wise County Circuit Court. In August 2020, Smith forced his grandmother into her bedroom against her will while she was resisting. He stabbed her multiple times in the neck with a knife. After suffocating and strangling her, Smith told police it took her several hours to die. Now, an update on a story we first told you about at 6 yesterday. Police in Powell County have found the man who was wanted after he ran away from law enforcement. Lonnie Schooley is now in custody. He was found after someone on Morris Creek Road noticed things out of place around the building, and he was hiding inside. He is facing multiple felony charges. A London woman has been arrested for driving under the influence while trying to pick up kids at school. 36-year-old Brandy Crystal Evans was taken into custody at London Elementary yesterday. London police say they found Evans walking around the vehicle with kids and her mom inside. After being read her Miranda rights, police say Evans told them she had alcohol in her system before going to the school. She was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A longtime Eastern Kentucky firefighter that served a Letcher County Volunteer Fire Department for nearly 50 years has died. Thomas Haynes had served the Neon Volunteer Fire Department since 1975. Haynes had been the assistant chief and captain for the department. He was 76 years old.
Well, nice weather continues across the mountains into your Wednesday evening. A look around the region right now from London to Hazard to Pikeville. Temperatures are 10 to 15 degrees below average. We should be in the middle 80s. Most of us right now in the middle to lower 70s. So very nice as you step out the door. We are cloudy. That will continue also into this evening, but we are also dry thanks to high pressure off to the west. But notice we are tracking a cold front over the Dakotas, also into Minnesota. This will continue pushing off to the south and east, and that could spark maybe a few showers by Thursday night, also early on Friday. Most of us, though, do remain dry. We do stay dry into tonight for sure. Middle to lower 70s into this evening. We do wake up in the upper 50s and lower 60s once again by Friday or by Thursday morning. But on your Friday, a really nice day is on tap before more weekend heat by this weekend. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Reversing learning loss and finding ways to boost teacher pay are two of the main education issues in the race for Kentucky governor. Both Governor Andy Beshear and Attorney General Daniel Cameron revealed what they want to do to improve problems occurring in education. Cameron pointed to declining test scores, saying his proposal would fully fund a 16-week tutoring program for students that fall behind. Governor Beshear countered with a proposed 11% pay raise for teachers and school personnel.
Addressing the learning loss by treating it as the emergency that it is. We will implement the largest expansion of reading and math instruction in the history of Kentucky.
But this raise is across the board. So existing teachers and all school staff benefit, because when all you do is raise the starting salary, it creates compression.
The Cameron catch-up plan includes efforts to crack down on absenteeism and improvements to classroom discipline. Beshear's Education First proposal of increasing salaries would cost about $1.1 billion. Perry County students are preparing to return to the classroom, and once again, those in the Buckhorn community will be traveling to Hazard. After floodwaters breached and destroyed much of what was inside the Buckhorn school, students were transported to the old A.B. Combs School in Hazard. Educators scrambled to prepare that building for Buckhorn and Robinson Elementary students last year, and further revisions were made during the summer.
But everybody here is team players. They worked really hard, and you can walk around this building and see the changes. If you went into this building before we came last year and tried to rush a prep to get into this building, get our school ready for our students, you would be amazed.
The estimates now are that the Buckhorn School will be ready in time for the 2024-25 school year. The state's first electric-powered school bus has been covering routes for the past week in Wolfe County. John Halsey is the transportation director of Wolfe County Schools. In the EV's first week, he placed bus number 2230 to pick up students at Red River Valley Elementary School. He says he's noticed the noise level on the inside of the 66-passenger bus has decreased compared to driving a diesel-fueled bus.
Students are actually quieter on the bus because they're not having to talk over the noise of the engine.
Halsey says there are 3 more electric school buses coming to Wolfe County between October and November. The Challenger Learning Center in Hazard is getting a brand new exhibit in late September. The exhibit will be called The Moon, Mars, and Beyond. It will showcase a 1/10 scale model rocket, multiple functioning robot arms, and more. WYMT's Madison Carmouche spoke with officials at the center about what this new exhibit means for young folks in the mountains.
NASA's Artemis mission is inspiring a new exhibit at the Challenger Learning Center, including a replica of the rocket they will use on the mission.
SLS is 320 feet tall, and we will have a 1/10 scale model, which means it will be 32 feet tall right here in our exhibit area for the new Moon, Mars, and Beyond exhibit.
The goal of the exhibit is to make visitors feel like they are truly in space.
What we do as a rule is to take a scientific concept and sort of charge it with a little bit of a magical persona. You want to not only tell the story that you could see in a textbook. You want to bring it out into something tangible that people can actually really jump into and see react to them.
Siegel has helped to create exhibits at the Space and Rocket Center, Johnson Space Center, and now the Challenger Learning Center.
But the main thing is take something that you love and you want to share with others and figure out how to explain it in a fascinating, engaging, exciting way. We design these things. We try to optimize how they can relate to children, families. We like the idea of having something that gets a whole family involved.
The center says they want to help give kids in the region unique STEM experiences that could transform how they think.
We've had this role to play for the last almost 25 years, and we hope to be doing it for well into the future as well.
In Perry County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
The Challenger Learning Center has been working to inspire, educate, and motivate people in our region, as Tom said, for almost 25 years now.